The Pittsburgh Passion sent a message heard across the WFA with last week's 44-41 win over the Boston Renegades. Tonight, another tough rival. The DC Divas are in the Berg to do battle. Hi, and a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to Joseph P. DiMichela Stadium here in the West Hills of Pittsburgh at West Allegheny in Imperial. With former Passion star Jen Cairns, I'm Chris Shovlin. Good to have you along with us here tonight. Well, the Passion took care of business in all three facets of the game in their win over Boston. The offense put up big numbers. The defense got stops at opportune times, and special teams even covered several onside kicks. And Jen, they added a 30-yard field goal as well.
They did. We definitely got to see an exciting one last week against two well-balanced teams. And this DC Diva team taking the field tonight is equally as well-balanced as the Boston Renegades were. So all I can say is buckle up your seatbelts because we're in for another exciting ride here tonight at West Allegheny Stadium.
And you said the magic words, DC Divas. They're back in town, and I know it's going to be a rock'em sock'em game.
I mean, this is a long-standing rivalry between these two teams that have come down to the wire game after game, and tonight is not going to be any different.
UPMC Sports Medicine is the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion, and they sponsor your keys to victory tonight.
Well, first let's take a look at players of the game. Two tales here, one of an amazing rookie and an outstanding vet. And we mentioned that 30-yard field goal. Well, that was done by a rookie in her WFA debut, number 47, Kirsten Green, electrifying the crowd and bringing the momentum to the Passion. Her talents and ability to shorten the field are definitely going to be necessary tonight against the DC Divas, who have a very stingy defense. On the flip side, on the veterans, we got to look at number 77, Caitlin Niedermeyer, who led the defense with 8 tackles and 1 sack. Her aggressive play is going to be vital today, and I imagine that we're going to be calling her name in the backfield many, many times.
Oh, absolutely, and I know one of the other keys tonight is the wind. We feel it right now.
The wind and managing those miscues there, Chris. I mean, last week we saw multiple high snaps and false starts. I know the ladies are disappointed in that fact. They've put in the time and effort to rectify that today, and let's see if it pays off. Brittany making a difference off the field just like she did on the field, and so we're glad to have her back.
So many of the Passion players do just that, make an impact both on and off the field, in the communities. And I know that they were out in force again this weekend and all through the week doing a lot of community work.
Yeah, they were out at one of the Propel schools, I believe, actually, doing some community service, talking to the young ladies there, inspiring them to reach for their dreams and teaching them some life lessons through sport.
It's excellent. Referee tonight is Jerry Lavelle, and he's getting set to toss the coin. The umpire is Dave Truffa, the head linesman Brian Long, Ralph Libsey is the line judge, and Mark Grandinetti is the back judge. They're getting set for the toss of the coin here tonight. Again, you know, this is another game, as it was a week ago, where these two teams have a heck of a lot of respect for one another, but this is a brutal rivalry and has been for several seasons now, all the way back to the beginning of women's professional football. Yeah, the DC Divas has always been in our division. We've always played each other tough. Last year it was a hard-fought loss, 34-35, and so you know the Passion are looking to settle the score here tonight. All right, the ladies from Washington will have the first touch of the football here tonight. Divas are going to receive. And the Pittsburgh Passion wearing the home black and gold here as they get to play back-to-back games. As a matter of fact, they'll play another one next week, but we got to get this one done first. Please visit our website at www.pittsburghpassion.com. Defense taking the field first, just as they did last week. Jennifer, I know we were talking with Angela Baker about what the wind is going to do to affect the ball game tonight. It will definitely have an effect on the passing game. And coaches will tell you that it doesn't matter if it's raining or snowing. It's the wind that really affects, and that's the biggest factor weather-wise on the football game. The wind is certainly a big factor, but it's an equal factor for the DC Divas. I think the advantage to the Pittsburgh Passion is that they are so dynamic and multifaceted, and they have such agile players at that receiver position that can chase after a ball. Pittsburgh getting set to kick. Again, Kirsten Green is the rookie you talked about in the pregame show from Asheville, New York. Went to Panama Central School. Had a 30-yard field goal last week for Pittsburgh in that 44-41 win over Boston.
Say not a bad start to your professional football career, right?
Not bad at all. Here's the run-up, and the game is underway. Kick will come to the 34-yard line, and the return is on for DC. And bringing that ball back is going to be Dana Blakely, and she'll get it out to about the 45-yard line. And DC will start with decent field position as Pittsburgh goes on defense. One of the big factors in this game defensively for Pittsburgh tonight is Hannah Damon is not with the ball club. She is still a college student at Robert Morris University, and she's on the crew. And I believe the rowing team's out of town this weekend.
You know, we always, miss her presence here, but the beauty of the Pittsburgh Passion is, again, there is always another black and gold jersey willing to step up and fill in Hannah's big shoes.
See how they do in her stead tonight. First down and 10, DC with the football. Amanda Congialdi is the quarterback of the DC Divas. She'll drop back, and off, run play goes right. This is Deasia Scott around the right side, and Scott still on her feet. Still battling to stay alive and gets the ball all the way down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line on a tough run.
Quick, powerful run there that just kept her legs a-churning, and the Passion defenders going a little too high for someone with that much power. Got 10 yards and then some.
And a whole bunch more, absolutely. 22-yard gain, I should say, on the run play for Deasia Scott. DC, in the colors of the Washington Redskins, get set to go again. Scott goes in motion down to the right side. Congialdi gets a high snap. She's going to call her own number and go up the right side. 30, 25, 20. Cuts far side out to the boundary line and finally gets chucked out of bounds deep into Passion territory at around the 13-yard line. Another fine run, this one by Amanda Congialdi, the quarterback of the Divas.
For a 20-yard gain and another DC Diva.
Congialdi has that run threat that former DC Diva quarterback Allison Hamlin did not, and so something that the Passion defenders need to be prepared for.
Allison Hamlin now the quarterback coach of this DC ball club. Congialdi will go under center with a power I formation behind her. Scott dotting the I behind the fullback. And it will be to Scott, but the ball is down on the carpet, and it is going to be recovered by the fullback, who alertly was able to capture that loose football, and jumping on top of it was Tia Watkins.
We see 32 for the Passion defense, Tia Montgomery, mixing things up in the backfield to disrupt that timing of the exchange, but the white jersey came up with it.
Loss of about 1.5 yards. The ball pushed back near the 15. DC will have second down a little more than 11. Single coverage out to the near side from our vantage point. The wide receiver is Cantrina Wilson. Now Scott comes out of the backfield in motion to the left. Slot to the right side. Congialdi looking for Scott. Makes a catch on the bubble screen and then drops the football out of her hands. Bubble screen, and that might have been a lateral pass, but the officials are going to say no, it was a forward ball, and it came out incomplete. Coverage on the play by Ashley DeSico of the Passion.
Number 85, Cantrina Wilson, is usually Congialdi's favorite target. That time she was using her as a blocker on Sharon Vasquez, but number 4 could just not come down with the ball and take advantage of the block.
Now the officials stop the clock momentarily here. Apparently they're going to do something with the game clock. And they're talking with the sideline. The sideline's talking with the press box, and they're trying to get the clock adjusted right now, even though we are early in the game. Third down and close to 12. And they just added 10 seconds onto the game clock. So they went from 12:36 to 12:46, and Referee Jerry LaBelle's happy with that. Now Scott coming out of the backfield again in motion, sprinting to the left side on 3rd down and long. Congialdi aiming for the end zone, and Scott will bring it down out of the sky and then drop it. Wow! The arms on the official went up, and then he waved it off. The ball came squirting out, an incomplete pass.
Deja Scott animated with that call. Believe she had it when she hit the ground.
The official started going straight up, both arms, signaling for the touchdown, and then noticed the ball had squirted out, and they're going to rule that incomplete. No catch, and now it's 4th down and long. DC will bring the kick team out, and Stephanie Nealis will be the kicker. She's going to line up for the field goal, let a Passion block it! And they scoop it up on the recovery.
Pittsburgh Passion Special Teams getting it done again.
I believe it was Sharon Vasquez who got the block, Jen, and scooping it up. It might have been Santana Ramsey who finally jumped on top of the ball, and Pittsburgh comes away with a big special team stop here. And now the announcer, PA announcer, is proclaiming Angela Baker had a bit of in that one as well. So we've got Pittsburgh with a football, 1st down and 10. The Passion will have it at their own 33-yard line, but what a huge stop this was.
Huge stop for the defense of the Pittsburgh Passion. I mean, the DC Divas were driving. It looked as though they were on their way to pay dirt, and to come out with zeros, enormous.
Well, Lisa Horton in at quarterback gives off, and here comes Tara Catone tearing it up the right side. And Catone will pick up 7 yards on the blast.
Catone picking up where she left off last week. She had just shy of 100 yards last week. Clearly the workhorse carrying the ball for the Passion in their win against the Boston Renegades.
Now we're getting information that Angela Baker indeed got the block on the field goal. So we'll give her credit as Catone takes it around the right side, gets a 1st down, and gets swarmed out of bounds over on the near side. Taken down by Matika Trueheart, the leading tackler on the DC Divas club, but another 1st down for Pittsburgh here as they get clicking. Ball sitting at the DC 48-yard line, 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right, flag in the air as Catone gets the handoff and gets a great block up the right side, but unfortunately, penalty flag came out. How about the lead block by Veronica Burris on that play?
Yeah, Catone, patiently following Burris, the Bulldog, all the way up the field, just pushing white jerseys out of her way.
Well, we have an injured DC Diva on the field. The one who made the tackle, I believe, was Kiana Murphy. And they're going to bring the training crew out, so we'll step aside. With 11:41 left here in the first period of play, the Pittsburgh Passion get a big stop as the Divas drive downfield deep into their territory. But the Passion end up stopping them in this first period of play. Now the injury timeout here. This is Pittsburgh Passion TV.
Bell, the umpire Dave Struppa, headlinesman Brian Wall, line judge Ralph Lindsay, the back judge is Mark Brandon.
And the injured player was Kiana Murphy on that play. She's going to run off the field over on that far side where the Divas are set up. Good news to see her back up and ready to go. 2nd down and 3. That penalty was against DC, and the Passion have decided to decline it. Now a quick out over to the left side. Angela Baker dances ahead for the 1st down, 35-30, and swept out of bounds. Another 1st down for Pittsburgh. They're moving it nicely on offense in this first possession.
And there's some yellow flags on the field again now. Again against DC when Passion declines.
Encroachment is the call, called off by Pittsburgh. And Jen, the Passion, as you said, just picking up where they left off offensively a week ago.
And carrying the momentum of that blocked punt. I mean, you can't beat that. They ran on the field with such energy. Catone and Baker not missing a beat from last week.
Blitz coming, Lisa Horton reading it. Wraparound handoff, and Catone tears up the left side, and Catone will step over the sideline and ahead for another big gain for Pittsburgh on the ground here, just shy of a first down. Picks up 9 on that run play, on that sweep left.
Chased out of bounds by a slew of Divas, led by number 50, Whitney Stiff.
Passion ready to go again, 2nd down and 1. Ball sitting just inside the 23-yard line. Horton in the gun. Calling for the snap. Pumps. Throws. Baker's open. And she can't bring it in at the goal line.
Baker was able to just shake the defensive back at the last minute, get her eyes and head turned around to see the ball, but just off of her fingertips. Excellent effort there by Angela Baker.
Baker already has a blocked field goal on her ledger so far tonight, and just could not bring that one totally in at the post. 3rd down and short, and the Passion will try to run for it. Catone almost got horse-collared on the play, but broke loose, and she'll gain about a half yard. She needed a full yard to get that first down, and Matika Trueheart had her by the collar that time and just could not drag her all the way down.
Couldn't tell if it was the collar or the ponytail, because there used to be, a penalty in the league for using the ponytail as a way to bring the ball carrier down, but either way, not pleasant.
All right, it's 4th down, a little more than 1. Passion are going to go for it with 9:54 to go. Clock running, we're early, first quarter. DC had a possession, ended in a blocked field goal. Pittsburgh's first offensive possession. Horton sends a screen pass to the right. Catone makes the catch, but she's going to lose a lot of yards here, and she gets spun down. And again, a great defensive play by Matika Trueheart.
The Divas have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 27.
See Horton talking to Vasquez after that play, a little miscommunication on what the player routes should have been. Horton making the best out of the situation, trying to give it off to Catone.
If you or someone would like to play for the Pittsburgh Passion, you can contact.
First down and 10 now. DC, their second possession of the game. Now they got yardage in chunks in their first possession, Jen, so the Passion have to beware of big plays.
I think the Passion just need to play discipline and go low on the ball carriers. I think that was the downfall of the first series of them trying to just tackle too high. The nerves will settle down.
Lois Cook is wide right, Katrina Wilson wide left. They have a slot on the right side as well. 2 protectors around the quarterback. And again, the handoff, and this time to the fullback, and charging through there is Tia Watkins. Watkins dives up to about the 29-yard line.
Number 44, Tia Watkins. The first person through the line. She's bottled up at the 34-yard line.
Ball's at the 34, 2nd down and 3 now for DC. Congialdi. 2 protectors will send Scott out to the right in motion. And Congialdi again will run the football on her own. 35 cuts far side 40. Congialdi tries to make a little move and gains a couple of more yards and busts through for another first down for the DC Divas.
46-yard line.
Congialdi, a tough runner in her own right, has great field vision, able to tiptoe through the linebacker core to find her way to the outside.
First down DC out to the 46, so a gain of a dozen for the Divas here as the clock spins with 8:29 to go here. Quarter number 1, Passion nothing, Divas nothing. High backfield this time behind Congialdi, and she'll send the slot to the left. The slot receiver goes in motion. That's Shaquanda Gainey. Here's a toss to Scott. Chase deep in the backfield. Able to break loose, but not from the second one. Sharon Vasquez had her dead to rights, could not hold on. And then coming in to finish off the play, Kelsey Edmonds along with Ashley DeSico. Big loss on the play, back to the 39-yard line where it's going to be second down and long. BC takes its time in the huddle. They finally break out. Wilson over to the right side this time, and now Courtney Smith comes left. Gainey in the slot to the left side. Now they're going to sprint Scott out wide right. Congialdi controls the high snap. Throws it downfield. It's going to be intercepted by Crystal Kozo at the 46. And here she comes upfield all the way to the 40-yard line in DC's end. And a Passion break that one down.
Poorly thrown ball by Congialdi, and boy did Kozo make her pay for that. Excellent yards after the catch on that interception. Passion ball.
First down, Pittsburgh at the Washington 40-yard line. The DC Divas with another bad turnover. Again, in their first possession, they had the field goal attempt after driving deep into Passion territory, blocked by Angela Baker. Now Crystal Kozo gets the pick of a Congialdi pass. Kozo will go out there on offense now for Pittsburgh, as well as Lisa Horton and the O bring it back out. Gabby O'Neill also in as a receiver over in the slot to the left. Empty backfield with 5 wide. Horton lets one go as she faces traffic, and it goes incomplete. Kozo might have been the first choice of receivers going downfield. But good pressure on Lisa Horton, and she couldn't get that away very cleanly.
Yeah, they brought the heat, and so she just did everything she could to avoid the sack, letting the ball loose early.
Now Catone will check back in, and O'Neill will come out. It'll be a 4 wide, 1 back set now. Second down and 10. Play action fake. And Horton got drilled as she let go of the ball. Baker makes the catch at the 25-yard line and comes to the near sideline. Driven out by Kiana Ford and also Yanaya Davis. But another first down for Pittsburgh, and Horton really took a whack on that one.
She took a whack, but she jumped right up, showing you how tough as nails she actually is. Able to find her target, not worrying about her own safety. Takes a hit there, but seems to have shaken it off.
I like those bright gold shoes that Lisa has on tonight, too.
They're stylish for sure.
I can't pull that off. Maybe you could.
I don't know.
First down and 10. Passion. I know Lisa Horton can pull it off, and she is right now. Again, zips one. Vasquez had to reach behind, could not bring it down, and she was being hit by Davis.
Vasquez doing a good enough job getting enough of her hands around it to bat it out of the defensive back's potential hands.
These two teams really taking it at each other early in this ball game, and there's no score with 6 minutes left here in this first quarter.
Right, both teams have come close, right? Both have driven, and but goose eggs on the scoreboard.
Horton hands to Catone, nothing up the middle, and after a cut to the right, she tried to turn back left, but she ran right into Kiana Murphy. It'll be a 3-yard loss.
By number 92, Kiana Murphy.
Kia Foster checks into the ball game now. Passion will try her, see if they can loosen things up.
Ball spotted at the 28-yard line.
Three receivers tight to the formation to the right this time. And a flag. And a couple.
Flag before the snap.
Jerry LaBelle, the referee. False start against Pittsburgh.
And that one was on number 99, Veronica Burris.
Third and 13 is now third and 18 from the 33.
Horton wants to throw and now has to throw and gets it out there to the left. It's complete. But again, not much room with which to work. And that was Jana Meister who came down with the ball that time in traffic. A lot of traffic over there to the left.
Yeah, the DC Divas front is playing very aggressive, applying lots of pressure and heat. Penetrating into the backfield, not giving Lisa time to set up in the pocket at all.
Meister and Kozo are to the left side. Baker and Vasquez to the right in a double slot formation. Horton calls for the ball. Kia Foster, the single running back. Horton again running through traffic, just trying to float one out there just to get a couple of yards, and she could not get it cleanly to Baker again. And Horton again is dumped. So the defenses have really made their presence known, both of them here tonight.
And that last tackle, you don't see Horton shaken off quite as easily. I mean, she was bent over and then laid on top of, and you see her stretching out that throwing arm. Hopefully she'll be okay for the next series.
Well, she'll have some time to catch her breath as the Passion turn it over on downs. DC takes over. Defense, the word of the night so far here in this ball game. 4:19 to go in the first quarter. No score between Pittsburgh and DC. Amanda Calgiati back in the gun. Gets the handoff to Scott, who takes it around the right side, and Scott gets ridden down after a 1-yard gain, just barely got past the line of scrimmage. We've got a couple of Passion tacklers over there. Mia Shanti Smith was in on it, along with Santana Ramsey.
As Mia Shanti Smith makes the stop.
Gain of 2, second down and 8. Tonight's game being presented by UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion, by Health Pyramid Longevity and Vitality Center, a natural approach to pain relief, and by Propel Schools, inspiring achievement, and as always by Silver Sport, keeping sports clean. Second down and 8 for Washington. Congialdi winds up and throws his head as she lets go of the football, and it almost still got caught by the slot receiver Shaquanda Gainey, who came down the near side, but fortunately it was batted away in part by Wadowski, who was covering on the play. But that time the quarterback got slapped right as she let go of the ball. Her arm got hit.
Yeah, it looked like there was some nice separation, and then just as she was releasing the ball, it gets smacked and becomes a little bit of a duck in the air, and then it's free game. And Wadowski, with her basketball skills, is not going to let the receiver come down with that one.
Third down and 8. Cook and Gainey are to the left side. They have a receiver to the right as well. 2 protectors around Congialdi. Now Scott sprints out to the right side out of the backfield. Congialdi again takes the snap and calls her own number and gets stood straight up as she gained about 4 on the rush play. She did pay for that one, though. That was a tough hit.
Congialdi sandwiched between multiple black jerseys, including Mashanti Smith.
Mia Shanti Smith had a couple of huge hits in that Boston game last week as well. Fourth down for DC. 3 yards to go. They need to get just past the 41-yard line to make a first down, but let's see what they have in mind. Congialdi. She's going to punt it. And it will bang all the way down inside the 25 to the 20-yard line And that's where it's tapped down. Good punt coverage by Saquonda Gainey. And Congialdi, out of an offensive set, decides to go ahead and punt on 4th down. And that pins Pittsburgh back pretty deep.
It does, and it seemed a little out of character for them to go for it on 4th down in the territory that they were in. But a little trickery on their part, and it pins the Passion offense back probably much further than they would have been had they fielded the ball on a punt.
Tonight's game also being brought to you in part by Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute health care services. By Aid Nation, Wake Up Pittsburgh and Hydrate. By Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center. By Super Donut, #1 in nutrition, more protein, less fat. And by YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, and belong. 1st down and 10, Pittsburgh with a football. Kia Foster comes in to play running back in this set. Receivers doubled to both sides. 1st down and 10, Pittsburgh back at the 20-yard line. Foster gets the handoff. Tries to power her way up the middle, but not much there. Just a couple of yards on the straight dive. And she took a whack from Strong, number 40, the defensive lineman for DC. Jimmy Strong, 5'4", 229. Her 9th year with the Divas, but she's played 16 seasons of women's professional football. 2nd down, a little less than 8. Horton wings one right. Oh, it was for Kozo, and it goes incomplete. And they're going to rule that a forward pass, so harmlessly to the ground that time. Kozo was already trying to plot out in her mind where she was going to take that ball and just thrown a little bit behind her.
Right.
Third down and 8 now for Pittsburgh. Horton controls the high snap. Steps up. Lets one fly downfield. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Meister. And again, coverage was really good by the DC Divas. And Jen, we have to remind everybody how blustery that wind is here tonight, even though this is May, isn't it?
Almost May. Almost May.
It's almost May. I realize May 1st is in a couple of days. It's late April, but still.
Yeah, I mean, the way that flag's moving, you would think it's like February. It's a quick 4 and out for the Pittsburgh Passion.
And they didn't have enough personnel out there. They're going to get, looks like O'Neill checking in. Let's see if Pittsburgh has to call a timeout. They're going to have to waste one so they don't get a delay of game penalty. That is their first official timeout. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute health care services. By Sister Support, a nonprofit organization committed to the advancement of women through community, connection, and sisterhood. By B1 Health and Wellness Patch, 100% all-natural B1. And by UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. Timeout on the field, 1:42 to go. First quarter, no score.
Back deep to receive for the Divas, number 4, Deasia Scott.
Meister on to punt now for Pittsburgh on 4th down and 8. She stands at her own 10-yard line. Scott is the deep receiver for the DC Divas. Snap is not a clean one, and Meister had to go down, scoop up the ball, and she got decked on the play, and DC is going to have the turkey on the table. They'll get possession deep in Pittsburgh territory. They're going to spot the football. Progress down at the 11-yard line, so it's 1st down and 10 from the 11 for the ladies from the nation's capital.
And they've had success, Chris, on these early downs, running the ball, either from Deasia Scott or from Congialdi calling our own number.
They're going to credit Trigger McNair with the tackle on Meister on that punt that never got lofted. So, McNair with a hero play there on special teams. Now DC with it, first down and 10. They drop back and give to Scott. Scott turns the right corner, makes a cut, gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. Deasia Scott's got some good footwork, and she just showed it again. And it looks like DC will have the first down.
She's tackled by Crystal Kozo.
Kozo credited with the stop. They say, yeah, it is a first down. It's first and goal from just outside the 1. Congialdi will go under center. She'll fumble the football, and her knee went down. She downed the ball.
Loses the handle of the ball.
May have lost a half yard. Really doesn't matter at this point, but she did recover the football, and now they're looking at second down and goal. And now, yes, the officials say they lost a yard from the 2. Just a bad snap, first time she's been under center tonight. Congialdi will walk the offense back up to the line in a power I. The toss will go to Scott. And she's able to spin her way into the end zone for the first score of the game. Ball came loose, but the officials say she was able to break the plane and get the ball in before fumbling it away. Ashanti Smith had other ideas. She thought she had recovered a fumble at the 1, but the officials say the ball crossed the plane of the goal. With 25 seconds left here in the first period of play, DC gets on the board first here tonight. Stephanie Nealis had a field goal attempt blocked earlier. She'll try for a PAT. Snap is low, the kick is high, and it is good. And DC is able to convert with 25 seconds left here in the first period of play. Well, a tough break for Pittsburgh there, and against special teams comes to mind.
It's one that they just have to shake off, erase from their mental history, come back and do what the offense is quite capable of doing and scoring quickly.
Post-acute medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services. B1 Health and Wellness Patch, 100% all-natural B1. YMCA Greater Pittsburgh, be active, be involved, belong. Slippery Rock University, Health Pyramid Longevity and Vitality Center, a natural approach to pain relief. Sister Support, a non-profit organization committed to the prevention of women throughout the community, connection and sisterhood.
So the Pittsburgh punter, Meister, was tackled after a low snap at the 11-yard line. That sets up DC's first touchdown of the game, the first touchdown we've seen in this game with 25 seconds left in the first period of play. Deasia Scott from 2 yards out. Stephanie Nealis with a kick, 7-0. Oh, the kickoff taken by Pittsburgh. And the return is on all the way out to the 48-yard line. That was Devin Connor, linebacker from Pittsburgh, who was on that return that time, catching that hooked kickoff over her shoulder and bringing it back to the 48. First down and 10, Pittsburgh. Let's see if the offense can get clicking now.
Devin Connor, out of very familiar university to you, RMU. Making the Colonials proud.
Always. Now Lisa Horton brings the offense back out. Foster is in at running back. Quick pass out into the right flat. Caught by Angela Baker. Able to break one tackle, but not the second. Give credit on the tackle to Tia Watkins after the initial hit by Ganea Davis. It's a pickup of 7, and that is the end of a very fast-moving first period of play. Your thoughts so far in this game, Jennifer?
You know, I think that both teams are looking strong yet nervous, and I think that the DC Divas are just powering up front. I mean, you talked about the line that they have and the pressure that they're putting on Lisa Horton. She's not able to set up and pass the way she was against the Boston Renegades, but they'll be able to pick up those blitzes and calm things down, I feel strongly, in the second quarter.
End of one, 7-0. DC Divas over the Pittsburgh Passion here in the WFA tonight.
Pizza, cold drinks, and a great selection of snacks. Also remember to get your 50-50 tickets. The winning ticket will be drawn at the end of the third quarter.
We want to thank Aid Nation for sponsoring the first period of play here at West Allegheny tonight at Joseph P. DeMichaela Stadium. Aid Nation, wake up Pittsburgh and hydrate. Time for the second quarter now. The Passion trailing DC 7-0. Lisa Horton, slant pass. Baker makes the catch, hooks to the near side. 35-30, 25, and Baker's brought down, and there may be a face mask tacked onto that as her head snapped back awkwardly as she was being brought down by Callie Brownson.
Baker throwing one stiff arm, two stiff arms, you know, just a phenomenal runner and tough as nails.
And it is a face mask call against Brownson of DC on Baker. Angela Baker from Pittsburgh and Slippery Rock University had 6 catches for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns last week, and she's starting to heat it up with her quarterback, Lisa Horton, right now as Baker comes up big, and the face mask penalty tacked on to the catch, half the distance to the goal, will put the ball at the 13. Horton fires out right side. This one's caught by Meister. And Meister gets chopped down at the 11-yard line after a short 2.5-yard gain. They are hitting up.
They are. Meister hit hard and quick by, looks like Shelly Freeman. Or, sorry, Kiana Ford.
Pickup of 2, second down, 8 for Pittsburgh. Ball sitting just outside of the 10. Actually a little bit closer to the 11. Kia Foster stays in at running back. She's the single back. 3 receivers to the right. Baker to the left now for Lisa Horton. Lisa rolling right. Stops. Steps up. Now rolls downfield. On the tuck and run, Lisa Horton will gain yardage down near the 6.
To the far sideline, brought out of bounds at the 6.
DC Diva secondary doing a great job sticking like glue on these very dynamic wide receivers of the Passion, not giving Lisa a choice but to tuck the ball and run.
Third down, a long 3 now for Pittsburgh. The ball sitting at the 6. Meister, Kozo, Vasquez all to the left side. Baker is out with single coverage to the right. Kia Foster, the running back. Horton looking right. Wanted Baker, had to pull it back down. Lisa Horton will run it all the way down inside the 3-yard line and then get bowled over backwards. Let's see where they spot her progress. I believe it will be
looks like the ball's on the carpet the way the Diva sideline is reacting to that hit, as though the ball popped loose.
I think it was just the way they drove her back, Jen. They're going to spot her progress to the 3. She's close to the first down marker. That was a hard hit, though, wasn't it?
It was a hard hit, but they were reacting and pointing as though they recovered the ball, and it was too hard to see with the pallet, which Lisa was under, but luckily for the Passion, it's still their ball. All those hits do is fire Lisa up more.
Yeah, for sure. But it is 4th down and about the length of the ball. Let's see if Pittsburgh will try to power one up the middle or just fling one for the end zone, try to get the score. Horton doing a check with me. Now moving Foster up next to her. Pittsburgh might be in danger of running out of time, and that's exactly what happened there. play clock was winding down, so they had to call their second timeout so as not to get another penalty. So, breaking the action here, 12:19 to go in the second period of play. We'll remind you that our second quarter is being presented by Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center. Pittsburgh will bring its offense back out onto the field after the timeout. It is 4th down and a football's length to go for a first down. They're 4 yards away from the end zone. Horton will dig in. Foster will move to the right. Horton calling her own number. Gets it down to the 2-yard line, and again, DC is ball hawking and saying that they have recovered the ball, but still no word from the officials yet. Horton has the first down. Pittsburgh will get a fresh set of downs if Lisa has that football under the pile. And apparently she does. Or does she? Let's see. The officials still... It is a first down for Pittsburgh. So that ball did squirt loose maybe after she was down. But she got the knees or an elbow down. And it is first down and goal to go. Jimmy and Strong really put a nice hit on the quarterback that time and thought she had the ball for DC. But instead it's Pittsburgh's ball with a fresh set of downs. Kozo comes across the back of the set in motion right. Horton follows her, whips one into the end zone, and that's a touchdown.
Very nice catch by Crystal Kozo. You know, that defender was right on top of her, got the hand in, but Kozo able to hold on and get 6 for Pittsburgh.
Third touchdown this season.
7-6, DC leads with a point after coming up. And the rookie we talked about in the pregame show, Kirsten Green, is on to kick the extra point.
Was complete. The number 40, Crystal Kozo.
Here's Green putting the ball into the air. It's a line drive kick, and it is off to the left. No good. So the score will remain the Divas 7 and Pittsburgh 6.
That touchdown is Crystal Kozo's 3rd on the season. So 3rd in 2 games, not too shabby.
Lisa Horton had, 5 touchdown passes last week and then win over Boston, and she throws one here tonight. But what they don't finish off is the special teams extra point play.
Janiah Davis, Bianca Scott, and Shaquanda Gainey. All back deep to receive for the DC Divas. Kicking off for the Passion, number 47, Kirsten Green.
Green will kick off for the Passion from the 35-yard line and will travel right to left from our seats. Here's the run-up and the delivery by Green. It's high and over end. Will travel to the 30 and take a hop. And here comes Shaquanda Gainey with the ball. Gainey cutting up the middle and getting tripped up at the 41-yard line. Good coverage by the Passion that time. Gabby O'Neill is there
And 85, Jana Meister.
Following the 15-yard kick return by Shaquan Gainey.
Well, we were talking about how the passion clicked on all cylinders last week, offense, defense, special teams. Here tonight, both of these clubs, DC and Pittsburgh, have had trouble with special teams.
You know, it's something that you have to have all facets of the game clicking if you want to be able to come out victorious in a battle like this one.
Washington will run it straight up the guts, and DC brings a new running back in, Shelly Freeman.
Whichever team figures out that third component of the game here, Chris, the special teams, is going to end up with the W at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm. Freeman with a nice drive, straight ahead give, 5-yard pickup. Divas with a 7-6 lead over Pittsburgh here in this second period of play. Lois Cook to the right side. They bring Katrina Wilson, the tall receiver, out wide to the left. Second down and 5. Play fake. Congialdi looking to throw long downfield and had the receiver wide open with a step on 2 passion defenders, but Shaquan Gainey could not bring it in.
Shaquan Gainey getting a step on 82 Angela Baker and number 40 Crystal Kozo, but both turned around trying to take the opportunity to come down with the ball, but neither of the 3 could.
Third down and 5, DC. When Congialdi really showed what kind of arm she has on that pass play, too. She put that ball perfectly for her receiver.
She's a definite threat back there. I mean, she's already showed us what she can do with her legs, and now she just showcased what she's capable of with her arm.
Line of scrimmage is the 46. Motion by Freeman out to the left. Congialdi will run, and here she comes. Another first down for DC. And Congialdi, tough to take down, finally does go down at the Pittsburgh 43-yard line. The tackle made that time by Tia Montgomery, the linebacker out of Pittsburgh, PA, and a Westinghouse High School grad.
And Congialdi, 5'5", 170 pounds, shows you why she is such a force to be brought down.
Congialdi went to Penn State. She is from Philadelphia. She's thrown for 325 yards and 5 touchdowns coming into the ball game. That's through their first 2 games. Now she brings the slot receiver in motion to the right. That's Courtney Smith. Play fake, or just a broken play perhaps. And she's going to run to the left. She'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and Caitlin Niedermeyer put a shoulder into her that time, and she had some other help. Also, for Pittsburgh was Kozo coming in. Or check that, not Kozo rather, but Miyashanti Smith. Second down and 10. So they're going to rule that no gain. 9:37 to go here in the second period of play. DC with a 7-6 lead over Pittsburgh. Wilson to the left side now for the girls from the nation's capital. Slot to the right side. Congialdi drops back, gives off. Little hesitation, moving a run by Freeman. And Freeman trying to cut to the near side, gets tripped up at the last possible second by Angela Baker. She'll gain close to 7 on that rush. Ball is inside the 36 where it's third down and a little more than 3. Cook goes left, and coming to the right side is Wilson once again. There's a toss. Freeman trapped, hit, and finally taken down. They'll whistle that one down. The first hit, Kelsey Edmonds was there, and then it was DeChico, or check that, Santana Ramsey, who ended up finishing off the play. It was a huge defensive play, Jennifer, too. That brings up fourth down.
Yeah, I mean, she was being swarmed by a sea of black jerseys. Santana Ramsey not letting her out of her sights.
DC has called a timeout with 8:25 to go here in the second period of play. Second quarter being brought to you tonight by Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center. Again, 8:25 to go in the second. It's DC 7 and Pittsburgh 6.
Returning from the timeout, it's 4th down and 10 from the 32.
All right, the Divas call the timeout. 4th down and 10. Now, the last time they were in this situation, Amanda Congialdi got the quick kick away. She punted out of the offensive set. Let's see if she does that again. She'll send Gainey in motion out to the left side. Nope, she's going to drop back to try to throw. And it's a screen pass to the near side. And fortunately, the receiver ran into her own blocker. Deasia Scott went down quickly.
Deasia Scott impeded by her own blocker, 78, Kristen Jones, giving Santana Ramsey just enough time to come in and make the tackle. We'll take that turnover on downs.
Absolutely. They actually picked up a yard. They turned the ball over on downs anyway. So the Passion take over at their own 41-yard line. With the Pittsburgh offense having some trouble with this DC defense, and we kind of expected that these teams would just work on each other all night long, and that's exactly what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, they're just smacking each other in the mouth, back and forth, back and forth. It's sort of been the long history of doing that, and that's why these games always are very close.
Nice little stutter step move. Kia Foster breaks the tackle, cuts back left. 45 up to the 47-yard line. A nice run by Kia Foster, and finally she got tracked down by Matika Trueheart.
For a pickup of 7 hard-earned yards.
Ball out to the 48-yard line. A 7-yard pickup by Kia Foster. We have not seen Tara Catone in quite some time. And a little delayed handoff. Foster gets it. And look at the pile of bodies, and she'll never go down. She'll just get whistled. And that play is whistled dead after a gain of about a half yard.
A host of Divas, led by number 92, Kiana Murphy.
7.5 left here in the second period of play.
Coming up for the Bastion.
DC 7, Pittsburgh 6.
Leading on that tackle was number 92, Kiana Murphy, at 6'2", 222 pounds there, Chris.
3rd down and 3 now. Lisa Horton has Foster in the tailback position. 2 slot receivers to the right, wideouts to both sides. Again, Horton had to control a high snap, gets it out over to the right side. The ball is caught by Kozo. Kozo trying to fight for yardage, ends up picking up 2 out to the midfield line, but still shy of the first down, and the DC defense comes up big over on the far side of play from our vantage point. Again, Kiana Ford also in there. Watkins.
Just outside of midfield. 4th and a long yard.
It's 4th down and a yard and a half, and Pittsburgh has the offense out there at midfield. Blitz coming, and Lisa Horton changed up the call. Flag flies. They should have a free play here. She'll throw downfield, and the ball is complete to Meister. Jana Meister holding on as she tumbles over backwards at the 35 for the first down.
Way for Lisa Horton to stay poised, take advantage of the free play given to her, and Jana Meister reeling it in for a very nice first-yard gain.
15 yards.
That penalty, of course, is declined. Jerry Laval making the call there. And Pittsburgh will wave it off, and they'll take the pass play and the first down at the 35-yard line. 6:13 to go, second quarter. DC with a lead, 7-6 over Pittsburgh. Horton gives to Foster. Foster wrapped up, pushed over backwards. Nothing there as DC's defense again comes up big. Again, Matika Trueheart, she came in with the lead numbers in the tackling department on this DC ball club. She had 10 tackles and 2 for loss. And she'll pick up some more stats here tonight. Quite a few of their tackles have been pulled off by number 80, Trueheart.
Absolutely, and we saw some success last week against the Renegades with the hurry-up offense that may slow these bigger DC defenders down if we start taking that chance here tonight.
Kozo out of the slot, runs right side. Horton follows her. Off the rollout, throws downfield. That ball is caught by Baker at the 20-yard line. And Angela Baker takes it to the 18 for a Pittsburgh first down.
Angela Baker complete for Pittsburgh touchdown first.
Lisa Horton making that throw under tremendous pressure of DC defenders breathing down her neck, but doing what she's done quite often over the years, finding her wide receiver for a large gain.
20-yard pass play. Horton to Baker, and now Pittsburgh is in the Silver Sports Silver Zone at the 18-yard line. Here's a run by Foster, protecting the ball nicely. Turns upfield, down to the 10, to the 5, tight ropes the sideline, and let's see, they're going to rule her out of bounds. They will rule her out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Her left foot, her left heel actually, touched the chalk line on the near side, but Pittsburgh again gets a first down.
Kia Foster doing an awesome job finding the open space to the left side. Looked as though she might be able to maintain her balance to stay in bounds, but just shy of the goal line.
A 14-yard run for Kia Foster with 4.5 minutes left here in the second period of play. A Passion trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. Now Foster steps up to the right. Horton getting set to call for the snap. Rolls right, looks, sets, throws, scores. Touchdown, Angela Baker on a square out to the right side, 3 yards into the end zone. The Passion take their first lead of the night. They're up 12-7 over DC with 4:13 to go here in the second.
Angela Baker doing an amazing job running a very crisp route there, getting the separation that she needed, and just a nicely thrown rope from Lisa Horton for the touchdown.
Pittsburgh, after missing that first extra point after their first score, will keep the offense out there, try to get a 2-point conversion out of this. Let's see if they can do that. Lisa Horton with her second touchdown pass of the game. Now she's going to roll right. She'll send one into the end zone, and it'll be incomplete. She tried to get it to Baker. Some of the Passion players are claiming that DC had interfered with her, but no flag down, and the 2-point conversion will not stand. So the score will remain. Pittsburgh 12, DC 7, 4:10 left, first half of play.
Shelly Freeman, Shania Davis, and Shaquan Naganey standing back inside the 20-yard.
4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half of play. Pittsburgh takes its first lead of the night, 12-7, over the DC Divas. Kirsten Green, ready to kick it away. And to the beat of the Passion drum line, she boots it downfield. It'll be picked up, returned up the near sideline by Shelly Freeman, And she is stopped at around the 45-yard line.
And it looks like it was number 88, Rodriguez, out of Frederick, Maryland, and Grove City College, getting it done on special teams.
First down and 10 now. DC with the ball at the Pittsburgh, or at their own 46-yard line, I should say. Katrina Wilson over to the left side. Wide out right is going to be Lois Cook. Slot to the right side is Shaquanda Gainey. Coming out of the backfield is Scott, flying in motion to the left side. They're going to wind up. They're going to throw downfield, and oh, it's bobbled and then dropped. Katrina Wilson had it in her hands at her hip and couldn't pull it all the way in.
Pass attempt from Amanda Coglioli. Intended for number 85, Katrina Wilson. Ball's incomplete. Second down.
Well, she had a really good head of steam going. If she would have been able to pull that ball in, Jen, that could have been problems.
She had a good head of steam, and she had wide open green space in front of her. I mean, it was really just her not coming down with the ball. Lucky turn of events for the Passion there.
Second down and 10 now. DC sends Scott right side this time. A looping snap. Congialdi able to control it, and she'll run it forward out to the right side, and she'll get dragged down by the shirt sleeves by Miashanti Smith.
Down the 49-yard line. By number 49 for Pittsburgh, Miashanti Smith.
Gain of 5 for Congialdi, and it'll be third down and 5 now for the DC Divas. 3.5 minutes left in the first half of play. Tonight's game being brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. By Health Pyramid Longevity and Vitality Center, a natural approach to pain relief. Third down, a short 5 now. Congialdi with 2 protectors, 1 to her left, 1 to her right. 3 wideouts. Congialdi sets up, throws her dart over the middle. It's going to be intercepted by Pittsburgh. And on the bring back is Miashanti Smith. Smith all the way down the sideline, inside the 20-yard line. Miashanti Smith comes up big.
Congialdi telegraphing exactly where she wanted to go with the ball. Miashanti Smith jumps the route just at the right time. Sheds a few white jerseys along her way. Awesome momentum swing for the Pittsburgh Passion.
The Passion with a ball at the 20-yard line after the return of the interception by Miashanti Smith. First down and 10 from the 20, and the Passion in the Silver Sports Silver Zone.
That is Miashanti Smith's first INT for the Pittsburgh Passion.
Now Horton brings the offense out. Again, Foster will be the running back. Kozo in motion right. High snap. Lisa gets it, tucks it into Foster's hands, and as she did so, a dangerous play that time because DC had read it. They were ready for it. Trying to break up that play was Trueheart and a couple of the other Divas. Also helping out on that play was Tia Watkins, who's been big on defense as well. Loss of 3, second down 13 for Pittsburgh now. Forced back to the DC Divas 23. 12-7, Passion in the lead, trying to get more. Double slot formation. Kozo again sprints right. Horton, straight drop, big rush, throws, ball was tapped at the line, and it goes incomplete. Tia Watkins got a mid on it that time and broke up that play.
Lisa Horton under some immense heat back there. Gets rid of the ball, gets tipped along the way.
And that makes it third down and 13.
Third down and 13 now for Pittsburgh at the DC 23-yard line. We We've not seen Tara Catone. We don't see her on the sideline. She may have been shaken up earlier in the game in the first period. Kia Foster is doing all the work now at running back, although Horton has tried to go up top. Wind is still kicking up from time to time. Not as bad as it was before the game started and into the first period, though. Horton wings one right side. It's caught by Vasquez. Screen pass, and her blockers can't get her much because DC was right there. And again, Kiana Ford, the defensive back out of Washington, D.C., has been real trouble to deal with. As soon as that pass hits the outside right, she has been on the spot all night long defensively.
She met Vasquez squarely as soon as Vasquez caught that ball. Vasquez lays a stiff arm, tries to fight for a few more yards, and eventually succumbs to Miss Ford.
Gain of 4, but it's 4th down and 9. Pittsburgh's offense stays out there. Deep in D.C. territory in the Silver Sports Silver Zone at the 19. Horton getting a play change from the sideline. A check with me call. Snap, drop back, throw! Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
Sharon Vasquez bringing it in, this time for the Pittsburgh Passion. That was Lisa Horton's 200th Passion touchdown in her long career with the Pittsburgh Passion.
That is incredible.
It's an amazing milestone. We want to congratulate Lisa and all the wide receivers who made that possible. And let's recognize the O-line, too. It doesn't get done without them throughout the years.
Absolutely. They're hanging tough against a very strong defense here tonight. And now the Passion lead at 18-7. They're going to bring Green on to kick. They have not been able to convert a point after in this ball game. Green will do so this time, and the Passion push the lead to 19-7 with 54 seconds left in the half.
Passion offense playing very aggressive, believing in themselves, going for it on 4th down instead of pulling out the field goal kicker who's shown she's got the distance to go 30 yards. That aggressive play pays off with a touchdown.
Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Propel Schools Inspiring Achievement, by Silver Sport, keeping sports clean, Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute health care services, by Aid Nation, Wake Up Pittsburgh and Hydrate, by Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center, by Super Donut, #1 in nutrition, more protein, less fat. Tonight's game also being brought to you by the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, and belong. By Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services. By Sister Support, a nonprofit organization committed to the advancement of women through community connection and sisterhood. And by B1 Health and Wellness Patch, 100% all-natural B1. Green on to kick. And this one will travel to the far side and controlled by DC, but again, special teams coverage right on the spot by the Pittsburgh Passion.
And I think that's Gabby O'Neill. I mean, she came down as a gunner on the far right side. Looked like she would be the first to meet the ball carrier, and she made a wonderful open field tackle, stopping her dead to rights. 49 seconds to go in the half.
Divas from their own 38.
Passion 2-0, trying to stay undefeated. They have wins over Cleveland in a forfeit and Boston in a thriller last week, 44-41. The Divas 1-1. They lost to Boston 21-14 in their first game of the season, and they clobbered Philadelphia 52-0 last week. First down and 10. DC. Congialdi throwing downfield on a square out. That ball is caught, complete. Stepping out of bounds is Gainey with a nice catch. It's a 9-yard pickup.
A yard short of the first down marker. 2nd and 1.
Now a double slot formation. Congialdi gets the snap. Passion drop back in coverage, and that one is going to be thrown at the toes of Kentrina Wilson, and she can't dig it out.
Trina Wilson at 6 feet tall is hard pressed to go down and get it down at her shoelaces.
That is a long way down, isn't it? Wilson steps over to the right end once again. In the slot to the right side is Courtney Smith. Congialdi back to pass, throws left this time, and this one is going to be broken up. And that, how about that for Rachel Wadowski, the wide receiver playing on the defensive side for Pittsburgh here tonight out of NYU. And you talked earlier about her basketball skills, and she put them on display again.
It's exactly what you need playing that corner position, being able to time your jump, battle for that ball like you would on a tip-off.
4th down and 1, DC with the ball, 33 seconds left in the first half. They keep the offense out there at midfield. Here's Congialdi, she's going to run. She's got the first down, stiff arm on Wadowski, gets her out of bounds, stops the clock with 26 ticks left in the first half of play.
Congialdi, very smart play there when she's met by Rachel Wadowski, just dragging Rachel to the sideline with her. Passion defense needs to stop one of these white jerseys within the white lines. Let the time just run off the clock.
4 wide set once again for Washington. DC Divas trailing Pittsburgh down 19-7. High snap, Congialdi controls with one hand. Congialdi trying to run. Now she'll throw downfield, and that ball is going to be dropped over on the far side of play. Lois Cook was the intended receiver. She couldn't bring it down. Tough break for DC. Now they have 2nd down and 10. But realistically looking at it, just 19 seconds left in this first half of play.
And the way that the Passion secondary is sticking like white on rice to these defenders is not giving her lots of opportunities to make short passes to the sideline.
Scott comes out of the backfield to empty it. Congialdi will follow her, throw it over to the left side. Scott with a catch on the screen, but only gets a yard before she steps out of bounds. They still have 15 seconds with which to work, but it's 3rd down and a little less than 10. Rachel Wadowski was right on Scott that time, and Scott felt it, knew she better get out. Again, 5 wide. Congialdi steps up, throws over the middle, it's incomplete. Congialdi got belted as she let go of that ball. She was trying to get it to Shaquanda Gainey. And the coverage was excellent by Pittsburgh. And I got to tell you something. I don't know who hit Congialdi. Maybe you saw it, Jen, but she got belted.
It was Mia Shanti Smith that laid down the hardwood on Congialdi.
Smith has been dealing some heavy blows all season long.
Well, Congialdi's going to go home with nightmares of Mia Shanti Smith. First for that hit, second for that INT. She's just going to be seeing 49 everywhere she looks.
11 seconds left here in the first half of play. Timeout is called. DC is down to 4th down and 10 with 11 seconds to go. The Passion have the lead right now, 19-7. Pittsburgh has touchdowns from Crystal Kozo on a 2-yard pass from Lisa Horton. Angela Baker caught a 4-yard strike from Lisa. And Sharon Vasquez has a 19-yarder from Horton, her 200th career touchdown throw for Lisa Horton in her, 16-year career here in women's professional football.
Yes.
4th and 10. DC might be down to 1, maybe 2 plays. Let's see if they can convert, though. And they'll punt! And it's going to be blocked! The Passion will grab it. 2nd time tonight, Congialdi is trying to punt out of a short offensive set. And Zubovic ended up with it that time as the ball is recovered after the block. DC was just trying to send the ball downfield deep to finish out the half, and Pittsburgh right now has the ball with 5 seconds left at the 42.5-yard line. And I got to tell you, after watching these ladies play for the last decade or so, they're in striking distance right now.
Oh, absolutely. You got to know that Lisa Horton's going to give it one last slingshot to the end zone and see if they can go up even bigger into half on the DC Divas, sending a very strong message.
Boy, we thought they sent a strong message with the victory over Boston last week. All of a sudden, the Passion have turned it on big here in this second quarter as we come down to halftime. Horton sends one down the left sideline. It's caught by Meister, and she'll hook around trying to find some space with which to work, and she runs out of room because that was a good tackle by Whitney Sims, and that's the way the half will end. How about these Pittsburgh Passion? 19-7, they lead the DC Divas as we've come to halftime, Jennifer.
You know, this is a game that you've got to go in with momentum and know that you're going to get the ball to start the second half and feel confident about the way you've ended the first quarter. Knowing that DC is going to go in, regroup, retool, but come out knowing that you've got your rival, you know, right where you want them.
Halftime is brought to you by Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services, and also by Super Donut, #1 in nutrition, more protein, less fat. We'll come back with some of the numbers from the first half right after we take this time out. Again, you're watching the Passion on the Pittsburgh Passion Television Network. At halftime, it is Pittsburgh 19, DC 7. Second half action about to start here as Pittsburgh has a 19-7 lead over the DC Divas. Jen, I know that you've got some numbers to share here in our halftime report, brought to you by Post-Acute Medical and by Super Donut.
I do. On the offensive side of the ball, we got Tara Catone with 6 attempts for 33 yards before she's left the game. Kia Foster entering in for Catone has 6 attempts for 17 yards. Horton's 14 of 19 with 109 yards and 3 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns was to Angela Baker. We've got one of those touchdowns to Vasquez and one of those touchdowns to Crystal Kozo.
And the kickoff taken by Pittsburgh, and the return is on by Angela Baker on the gallop. 40, 45, 50, makes it cut, gets some blocks, gets all the way inside the 40-yard line in DC side of the field. And how about that return by Angela Baker?
Pittsburgh Passion picking right up where they left off at the second half, coming out strong, coming out confident, and an amazing gain there by Angela Baker.
And there's a flag on the play as well. And they're going to talk this one out. Looks like it's going to come back against Pittsburgh. It might be a block in the back call, perhaps. And that's what it is, according to referee Jerry Lavelle. Lavelle working with Dave Truffa, the umpire, head linesman Brian Long, the line judge Ralph Livesey, and Mark Grandinetti, the back judge, working with his crew here tonight. Well, they'll bring the return back to the 41-yard line in the Pittsburgh end of the field. But a nice return by Angela Baker nonetheless. Block in the back call brings it back. First down and 10. Pittsburgh with the football here now as we start the third period of play. Baker sprinting in motion. Horton throwing downfield, and a crossing catch that time made by Angela Baker. And Baker picks up 11 on the pass from Lisa Horton. A first down for Pittsburgh on the first play of the third period of play, which is brought to you by YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, and belong. Motion again by Baker coming across the set. Horton, option pitch, Kia Foster bobbled it, grabbed it, and then hit her knees and went down and got tapped while she was on her knees by Matika Trueheart. That'll be a loss of about 5 for Pittsburgh.
Oh, pass to Baker.
That was a loss of yards. Kia Foster did a good job wrangling that ball in. It looked as though she might not come down with it. It would be loose on the carpet, but she was able to secure it.
Stack slot on the right and the left sides. Second down and 15 now for Horton and the Passion. Blitz coming. Horton takes a hit as she lets go of the football, and a nice comeback catch by Angela Baker, hooking her way back at the 40-yard line.
Janiah Davis, the defender on the play, battling Baker for that ball. Baker was not to be denied.
3rd down and 4 now. And Horton again popped right back up after taking a big hit on that pass play. Blitz coming again. Horton able to wrap it around to Foster, and Foster's going to be dragged down. Another great defensive play. Kiana Murphy was there that time for the DC Divas. That'll be another loss for Pittsburgh, back to the 47-yard line. Out to the 48, actually. And it makes it 4th down and 10 yards to go now for Pittsburgh.
Kiana Murphy doing a great job reading the handoff and then just teeing up on Kia Foster.
12 and a half left, 3rd period of play. We're just underway in the 2nd half. Pittsburgh with a 19-7 lead over the DC Divas. 4th down and 10, the offense stays out. 4 wide set with Foster, the running back, to the right shoulder of Lisa Horton. Lisa will roll right, step up and throw downfield. And again, Baker with a huge catch and a 1st down for Pittsburgh. A gain of 13 down to the 35-yard line.
And Angela Baker had to go up high for that pass, but she's so clutch. She's got such amazing hands that she's able to bring that in for yet another Pittsburgh Passion 1st down. What a huge pass. And for today, she's got, I'm just told, over 100 yards on the day with exactly 112 and many ticks on that clock to go.
Tremendous. Horton, Foster, run left. Foster gets twisted down by Matika Trueheart. Also in on the tackle was Kiana Ford of DC, and right now Pittsburgh really starting to wear Washington down here as the DC Divas are backpedaling, and Pittsburgh seems to be gaining a head of steam offensively. 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6. And here's a quick chuck over to the right side. It's Baker making the catch, 25, breaks the tackle, gets down to the 20-yard line, and dives to the sideline.
Angela Baker throwing another nice stiff arm that she's known for on number 16, Janiah Davis, in order to gain some more yards after the catch. And it's actually number 80, Matika Trueheart, that has to bring her to the ground.
1st down in the Silver Sports Silver Zone at the 18.5-yard line for Pittsburgh. 10.5 left here in the 3rd quarter. Again, DC showing a blitz. Horton reading it. Horton sending one up into the air over to the left side and overthrows the intended receiver on the play. It was Meister, the intended receiver. 2nd down and 10 on the incomplete pass. Pittsburgh with the football just inside the 19. Kozo, Meister, and Baker all go to the left side this time, with Vasquez drawing single coverage on the right side of the formation. Kia Foster is the tailback. DC showing blitz. Horton pulls it down out of a high snap. Throws a bubble screen over to the left side. Kozo makes the catch. Jumps forward down to the 14-yard line for a pickup of about 4.5.
Passion offense doing what it does best and utilizing all its weapons available to it. So as they key in on Angela Baker, she turns left, goes to Crystal Kozo.
3rd down and 6 yards to go now.
3rd down.
3 receivers left once again, and Vasquez to the right. Horton looks for Vasquez to the post, shoots one to her down to the 9-yard line. This is going to be close to 1st down territory. Sharon Vasquez caught that rope of a ball, able to tuck it in and move it down to the 9. Let's see where they're going to say her knee touched just inside the 10, so it's 4th down and 1.
Janiah Davis, in on the tackle there for the DC Divas.
Trip set left this time for Pittsburgh. One of the Divas jumped off sides, or Was she drawn? Let's see. We're going to get a penalty flag.
No. That's nothing. Yeah,
And we have laundry on the field.
no.
It's a false. Well, they called offsides against DC. So DC came across. They encroached, made contact, and the Passion are going to pick up a first down via penalty.
It was 4th and inches, and the DC Divas just a little too eager to get to Horton in the backfield and jump off sides.
Horton with a fresh set of downs. Pittsburgh with the ball inside the 5 in the Silver Sports Silver zone. Kia Foster has been playing running back since late in the first period of play. Tara Catone apparently injured and has not returned. And now Horton sending one into the end zone to Angela Baker out on the right side. Flat, she hauls it in. Touchdown Pittsburgh. And the Passion score again with 8:37 left in the third.
Angela Baker with that touchdown. You know, this is her 8th game of over 100 yards or more receiving for the Pittsburgh Passion. She's showing you the clear impact she's made on this team for the 7 years in which she has been a part. Excellent job by Angela Baker.
Now the kick coming from Green. The hold from Ebony Montgomery. And before the snap of the football, DC charges the line and jumps over it.
Flag with the flag.
Season Baker's 4. Lisa's 9.
Encroachment against the DC Divas, half the distance to the goal. Pittsburgh will keep the kick team out there and try for the point after. Snap, placement, kick is on its way. It's a line drive kick, and it just clears the crossbar. Good. The Passion take a 26-7 advantage over the DC Divas.
Again, she was getting penetration in the backfield from a whole host of white jerseys, forcing her to get off that kick quick. Line drive, luckily for the Passion, through the uprights. That's their first successful PAT on the night.
1588. I'll repeat, 810-1588. Blue ticket. If you have it, please head down to the concession stand and claim your prize. And keep your green 50-50 raffle tickets ready, because following the next DC Divas possession, we'll call out the rest of the 50-50 winning. Kickoff. Davis, Freeman, back deep.
Green will kick for Pittsburgh from the 35. And delivers one to the 28-yard line. On the return, it's Gainey up the near sideline, and Gainey spun down at the 49. Coming over to get her was the kicker, Kirsten Green.
In the first half for this Passion defense, you had Smith leading the way with 7 tackles and 1 interception for 35 yards. Santana Ramsey with 3 tackles, Crystal Kozo with 2 tackles and an INT, and Wadowski with 2 tackles and 2 pass deflections. So let's see if they can add to those tallies here in the second half.
DC right now under Pittsburgh, 26-7. Seems like Pittsburgh has really started imposing its will on the Divas now here in this ball game, but Washington is dangerous. Look out. These DC Divas know how to come back, and we've seen them do it a couple of times. Here's a toss and a sweep to the left side. Scott makes a nice cut at the 50 and dives into Pittsburgh territory, bringing the ball down to the 45-yard line. Niedermeyer was over here on the near side, chasing her down. So was Morgan Cross, out of 84, Pennsylvania, and Cannon McMillan High School. Remember, starting linebacker Hannah Damon not with the ball club tonight. She is still a collegian and on the crew rowing team at Robert Morris University, and I believe she is traveling this weekend with her team. On the offensive side, Tara Catone has not played since the first period, but Kia Foster has done well at running back. Here's the snap. Pass over to the right side. Scott makes the catch on a screen pass, and Scott runs further down into Pittsburgh territory to the 43-yard line, still shy of the first down.
She meets a familiar number along the way, and that's number 49, Mia Shanti Smith.
Third down and 2 now for DC. Pittsburgh 27, Pittsburgh 26 and DC 7. 7:14 left here on a rolling third quarter clock. Katrina Wilson goes out wide right. 3 receivers to the left side this time for the Divas. Congialdi empties the backfield. Tia Montgomery came at her, couldn't get her, but the rest of the Passion defense also make a big charge. And again, 3 big players in there. Zubovic was there, Niedermeyer was there.
And Morgan Cross.
And Morgan Cross again, Jen, you're absolutely right.
But it was all set up nicely by Tia Montgomery getting in the backfield, laying a hand on Congialdi, enough to slow her down, force her out of the pocket so the swarming Passion defense could greet her.
Loss on the play, 4th down and 4 now for DC. Congialdi reading blitz. Here comes everything from Pittsburgh, and she'll throw out to the left side. Wilson makes the catch, makes a nice move, cuts inside the 30 and dances out at around the 25-yard line.
Threads the needle and completes the pass to number 85, Katrina Wilson. She gets pushed out of bounds inside the...
Looks like Ashley DeChico met her first, but unfortunately she got more of her hand warmer pad. Had to have her friends come to the rescue there.
Congialdi throws one down over the right side, and it's incomplete. Right through the hands of Gainey, the intended receiver. And she had her dead to rights on a fly down the chalk line and just couldn't get it to her. Down the hash marks. And she could not bring it down.
Passion dodged a bullet on that one because she was going to walk straight into the end zone. But you take those lucky breaks when you can get them, for sure.
Slots to both sides once again. 2nd down and 10. Congialdi knowing a blitz is coming. Pittsburgh showing, and now they're going to drop back. Congialdi looks over the middle. Big rush coming. She rolls out to the left side, pumps twice. Stays on her feet and gets inside the 20-yard line and gets swept out at the 18.
Mia Shanti Smith bringing her out of bounds.
Out of bounds by Mia Shanti Smith. Flag on the play.
I thought Niedermeyer was being held on that play. And now there is a penalty flag down, and they are backing up DC.
Holding is the call against DC.
So it is a holding call.
10-yard penalty from the spot. Hitting the Divas back to the Pittsburgh 35.
Diva ball at the 35-yard line now. 2nd down and 20. Wilson draws double coverage over on the right. Now the Passion change up the defense and go single coverage. Crystal Kozo is on her. 3 receivers to the left. High snap. Congialdi brings it down. Hit as she throws. And the ball is incomplete down at the 25-yard line. A diving stab for the football by Courtney Smith comes up empty.
Congialdi under a lot of pressure, not able to set squarely when she releases that ball, and it showed.
Congialdi had to feel that corner blitz coming from Santana Ramsey that time, too. It put a lot of heat on her. 3rd down and 20 for the DC Divas. Bring another receiver in, and Kendra Bates. She's out to the right side with 2 others. Congialdi looks, darts forward. Inside the 25, and a nice spin move down to the 22-yard line. She'll be brought down by Tia Montgomery.
It's back to the 22-yard line at the pickup of about 13. She's wrestled to the turf by number 32, Tia Montgomery.
DC looking at 4th down and 7. We have 4:27 left here in the 3rd period of play, which is being brought to you tonight by the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, and belong. Deasia Scott, the single running back in there to the left shoulder of Amanda Congialdi, the quarterback who's gone all the way. 4th down and 7 now for DC. Congialdi, straight drop, fires out right side. Wilson makes a look-in catch and drags it out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Kentrina Wilson with a nice look-in catch. 2 hands on the football as it came right in. She looked it right in and got the 1st down. And now DC with a fresh set of downs. And they're going deeper into Pittsburgh territory at the inside the 14-yard line.
It's the first time the Divas have been knocking on the door of the end zone since early in the 1st quarter.
Congialdi looking left, now turning right, now firing right. It's Wilson again, and she brought the ball down. She did get her feet in bounds. That's a completion, a tough catch that time for Kentrina Wilson, and she got it. Big target, 6 feet tall, 185 pounds, out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, and she attended and graduated from Georgia Tech. Well, some movement on the line, and flags fly. False start against DC.
DC coming into this game had 15 penalties in 2 games, and they've racked up a few more here today.
Now they're back to the original line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
Kendra Bates sprints out wide of the sideline right side. 2 other receivers there with her. Wilson comes left side this time. Congialdi overlooking the scene here. Calls for the snap, calls her own number, runs forward, and is tackled.
She's met by Tia Montgomery and Niedermeyer.
Number 6, Amanda Congialdi with the quarterback keeper. Tackled by Montgomery at the 10-yard line. It's 3rd down.
3rd down for DC. The ball sitting inside the 10-yard line now.
We're going to be calling the winners of the basket raffle.
Just over 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter of play. Pittsburgh with a 26-7 lead over the DC Divas, and the Passion looking strong here. It was a tough 1st quarter for both clubs. They struggled to score. The defenses were lighting it up, and now Pittsburgh's offense has really gotten untracked. Scott in motion left. Congialdi looking, firing, end zone. Wilson there, grabs it. Touchdown, DC Divas.
Unfortunately for Ashley DeChico, her feet get tangled up. She falls to the carpet, which leaves the DC wide receiver open in the end zone as a clear target for Congialdi, and they connect.
Katrina Wilson from just inside of 10 yards away from Congialdi. Now they'll set up for the kick. Stephanie Nealis is on. Snap is high, kick is blocked. And the ball is loose and being chased down, and the Divas capture it at the 10-yard line, snuffing the PAT play down. One of the Passions shaken up on the play down to the goal line, though, and Nancy Martin from UPMC Sports Medicine and her crew will be out to check on that injured player. Break in the action. Score remains 26-13. Pittsburgh in the lead with 1:38 left in the third. Santana Ramsey got the block on the extra point kick, and the player shaken up for the Pittsburgh Passion, Mia Shanti Smith, who's had a whale of a couple of games here for Pittsburgh in the home opener last week against Boston and tonight against DC, but she's shaken up on the play. I'm telling you earlier, Tara Catone obviously shaken up. We had not seen her since early in the ball game, the first period of play. She is back out on the bench in street clothes, so she is obviously done for the evening as well, as we sort of figured and feared. Right now we have a minute 38 seconds left here in the third period of play. The Pittsburgh Passion lead the DC Divas 26-13.
Special teams getting it done with Anil Baker and Ramsey with 3 blocked punts in one game. Pretty impressive, and I think a Passion first.
Jen, DC tries to pull off an onside kick, but the Passion
had plenty of practice last week, right?
Sure did. How many times did Boston try that?
Boston did it every time. I think they only kicked off maybe once.
Right now, Pittsburgh will have the football at the 48-yard line.
And if it wasn't every time last week, Chris, it sure felt like it.
It really did. But you're exactly right. They had plenty of practice. They've covered every onside kick they've faced this year,
They
too.
have, which is impressive, especially with how good the Boston Renegades kicker was at delivering those onside kicks.
Here's Kia Foster running the football. A nice plow work off that left side, and she'll drive it ahead for about 8 yards. Great block in front of her, and she had a nice head of steam coming out of there.
Very powerful run by Kia Foster. Tia Watkins, number 44, is the one who brought Foster down.
Second down, 2 yards to go for the Passion. Lisa Horton in the pistol right now, getting set to draw the snap, does it. Gives it off. Foster will run the ball right side this time. She'll get the first down up over the 40, down to the 36-yard line. And again, a nice run by Kia Foster with good blocking in front of her, and it's Trueheart who breaks it up and brings her down. But not until Pittsburgh gets another first down and moves the chains.
Kia Foster was patient on that play. I mean, it looked like the hole was plugged at first. She waited a second or two, tiptoed through.
Baker sprints in motion right. Horton finds her. Baker, little dance step. Angela Baker takes a seat at the 30-yard line on the tackle.
The white jersey slowly getting up.
She was tackled by number 58, Trigger McNair.
That's Trigger McNair, who's had another good game, and boy, she took the brunt of that one as Baker made the catch and run play.
Yes, she did, and she's still hobbling back into position for the snap.
Second down 4 after a gain of 6. Here's Kia Foster. And another drive up the right side of the line down to the 25-yard line as play is stopped at the end of the third quarter. Pittsburgh leads the DC Divas here in the WFA tonight by a score of 26-13 at the end of 3. The third quarter has been brought to you by the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, belong. Chris Shovelin with Jen Cairns. Back for the fourth quarter coming up next right here on Pittsburgh Passion TV.
Silver Sports, keeping sports clean. UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Basket. Super Donuts, #1 in nutrition, more protein, less fat. Aid Nation, wake up Pittsburgh and hydrate. Post-acute medical, providing high-quality post-acute health care services. B1 Health and Wellness Patch, 100% all natural B1. YMCA Greater Pittsburgh, be active, be involved, and belong. And by Slippery Rock University.
Pittsburgh with a 26-13 advantage over DC. The Passion trying to go 3-0 out of the gate here.
They were moving the ball pretty solidly under Kia Foster's leadership, and this little break in the action to switch fields, let's hope it doesn't kill their momentum.
First and 10, Pittsburgh. Horton calling for the ball and getting it. Pumps. Throws long, end zone. Almost end zone. And that ball is going to be caught near the goal line, just outside the goal line there, as Angela Baker brought that down.
And you have two interesting things going on right there. You have the DC Divas trying to wave off that she didn't get underneath that ball, and you have Angela Baker trying to say she rolled into the end zone. So, neither one's fully happy, but we will take the reception.
The officials still talking about it down there near the goal line. Whatever the case, Angela Baker did bring it down just outside of the goal line area. Got her arms under the ball, and you know what, Jen? I think you're right. She did roll into the end zone, didn't she? Was she touched?
I don't think she was touched. And
it was Lois Cook who was on defense and was standing above her. I mean, she may have nicked her, but I'm not really sure. And we do have Lisa Horton being attended to, back where the pass was originally thrown. So, hope that she's okay, obviously.
I was too focused on Angela Baker to see who laid the hit on Lisa.
Well, she's taken a few hits here tonight. This has been a hard-played game, but a cleanly played game between these two ball clubs. But it's always a tough game when DC and Pittsburgh hook up.
I mean, there's a lot of mutual respect between the two teams, and you can see it on the field.
Yep.
Even though there's a lot of hard hitting going on, there's a lot of back patting or hands to help each other up off the turf. So they respect each other as athletes there.
Horton back up, limping.
We're going to get a second look at who laid the hit on her here. Looked like maybe 82 was coming in. Nope.
Maybe 92.
92.
Kiana
Murphy.
Yeah, she's been tough all game long. Angela Baker thought she rolled into the end zone untouched, and the officials ruled that Lois Cook did touch her. So now it's first down and goal in the Silver Sports Silver Zone. And Pittsburgh will try to run the football.
We've got Ebony Montgomery under center.
Ebony Montgomery.
And Montgomery tried to take it off the left side. She got wrapped up by Matika Trueheart. So it's going to be second down and goal to go. Montgomery will stay in. She'll play quarterback in the pistol with Kia Foster at the tailback spot, now shifting to her right. And Montgomery will run the play to the right. She'll get down to the 1, still not into the end zone.
She's wrestled to the turf by Kiana Murphy.
Kiana Murphy was there on the tackle. Fourth quarter being presented by Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute health care services. Nancy Martin, the trainer of the Pittsburgh Passion from UPMC Sports Medicine, working on Lisa Horton on the sideline. As Ebony Montgomery is taking over a quarterback right now. Here's the snap. Montgomery runs the option to the right. Pitch out. Foster. Touchdown.
Well timed.
From 2 yards out.
Yeah. Well-timed play and pitch out there by Ebony Montgomery, her first time under center as they approach the end zone, and she makes it pay off. Great job, Ebony and Kia.
Pittsburgh takes a 32-13 advantage over DC. Green is on to kick. And Green really didn't have that much on that one. It went down under the goalposts and goes as a no-good kick. Score stays 32-13. Pittsburgh in the lead, 13 minutes, 28 seconds left in this football game right now. That has really helped Pittsburgh take control of this game. Not that they didn't have it pretty much in hand, but that touchdown really does a nice thing to extend this lead. And really, Jen, Pittsburgh is starting to wear Washington out.
They are, and we talked about Washington being a stingy defense, and they are. I mean, they held the Boston Renegades to 14 points for the majority of the game when they met a few weeks ago, only to give up 32 points to the Passion offense here tonight. I think the Passion are just wearing them down with all of the skilled players that they have, and then the powering of that front offensive line to drive the ball down the field. And again, kudos to them for getting it done and helping their backup quarterback find the end zone for the first time this season.
Looking on the sideline right now, Lisa Horton is seated on the bench. She appears to be okay. I saw her up walking, and she looks like the limp isn't as noticeable as it was when she came off the field. But it'll be interesting to see. Pittsburgh will go back on defense for a while, if she'll come back into the ball game, or if they'll give Ebony Montgomery some snaps.
I'm sure she'll want to be out there against a team like the DC Divas, but hopefully cooler heads will convince her that it's not worth her body taking those hits with a comfortable lead that we have right now, but we'll see.
Brought up by Green. Puts it in the air. Scott having some trouble with the bounce. Finally does claim it. And she takes it all the way on the other side of the field and gets popped down at the 42-yard line. And DC will be on offense.
She's brought down by 26, Gabby O'Neill, being chased all the way across the field by number 55, Devon Connor.
DC will have a first down.
First down for DC.
42.
32-13, Pittsburgh in the lead. Three receivers to the right side. Wilson left this time. Now Scott goes out into reception formation. Congialdi chased. Turns it upfield 50, 45. Runs out of bounds at the Pittsburgh 43-yard line. Big first down there for the quarterback, Amanda Congialdi.
Runs out of bounds at the Pittsburgh 43-yard line.
She's giving Pittsburgh trouble with her wheels tonight.
She has, and she's had some help from her wide receivers out there sealing the outside. I mean, you saw Rachel Wadowski being blocked so that Congialdi could get to the outside, and that's not an easy thing to do. Rachel's a tough player.
Congialdi this time, Jen, is going to get smashed down and sacked. First player to get to her was Caitlin Niedermeyer, and Kim Zabovic also got to her. They had a little quarterback sandwich.
They did, and that's Caitlin Niedermeyer's second sack in her second game this season, so I say she's doing a good job there.
Second down, 17 to go. Congialdi looking downfield. There's Wilson with a comebacker. Makes the grab on the sideline. A great comeback catch by her favorite target, Kentrina Wilson.
Kentrina Wilson off the pass from Congialdi.
Katrina Wilson had 1 touchdown reception in this game tonight, 4 total on the season now after they played 2 full games and then 3/4 of this one. 3rd down. Congialdi back to pass once again. Lets one fly. It's batted down by Wadowski.
An intended receiver looked like it was Courtney Smith. The route was jumped by Rachel Wadowski, doing a great job playing defensive back here for the Passion today.
Brings up another 4th down situation for the DC Divas. Time is winding against them. The incomplete pass stops the clock with 11:25 to go here in the 4th period. Passion comfortably ahead 32-13 right now. Gabby O'Neill is going to check.
Oh, we have an extra player on the field.
Secondary, and Pittsburgh did have too many people out there. Julie Ianta was out there as well, so they got her out. But the Passion had to call a timeout to prevent being penalized for too many people on the field. So with a break in the action, we'll remind you tonight's game is being sponsored in part by, and particularly this fourth quarter, Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services. By Sister Support, a nonprofit organization committed to the advancement of women through community, connection, and sisterhood. By B1 Health and Wellness Patch, 100% all-natural B1. By UPMC Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. And by Health Pyramid Longevity and Vitality Center, a natural approach to pain relief. Fourth down, 13 yards to go for DC. Let's see what Congialdi wants to do. She's tried to punt out of an offensive set twice tonight. I think they need to get the ball downfield, and they need to have possession to do that. I don't know if she's going to try to pull one of these off again. Nope, she's going to pass. She has to. Or does she? Nope, she's going to try to run that ball because there was nothing open downfield, and finally Gabby O'Neill takes her feet out from under her after she picks up about 4 yards down to the 42-yard line. That's not enough. They turn the ball over on downs. It's Pittsburgh's rock.
Gabby O'Neill doing a great job in the open field, bringing down Congialdi, who has shown us with her legs she's quite capable of gaining those first downs when she needs them. Not this time.
First down, Pittsburgh. Let's see who's going to quarterback this team right now. Oh, it's Lisa Horton. She's going to run back out there after being shaken up in the last series. Slots to both sides once again. Pittsburgh with the ball at its own 42-yard line. Swing pass, Kia Foster makes the grab out of the backfield, 45-50 to the DC 45, and she gets hooked, spun down by Callie Brownson.
Wrestled down to the 42-yard line, en route to a Pittsburgh first down.
First and 10, Pittsburgh from the DC Divas 44-yard line. Foster steps into the right shoulder of Lisa Horton. It's a little crossbuck handoff. Horton running to her right, and Foster coming back on the crossbuck, taking the handoff to the left. Gets it down to about the 40-yard line before she's run into by McNair.
And she slammed down hard by Trigger McNair.
Second down and 6.
Who's been, delivering hard hits for the DC Diva all night. So she's surely not giving up right now.
Looks like Ariel Smith has just checked into the backfield for Pittsburgh now. Foster will get a spell. Horton winging one over to the right side. At the knees, Vasquez makes the catch, and they're going to rule her down.
the opposite side of the field is complete, but behind the line of scrimmage for number 8, Sharon Vasquez. These were down at the 42.
Pass thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so the Passion lose yardage back to the 42. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. 9.5 minutes left in the ball game. Pittsburgh up 32-13 over DC. Another big game in this long rivalry here in the WFA. Horton sends it over to the left side, and getting twisted and turned around on the play that time was Jana Meister, and she could not bring that down cleanly. And she had to know that Janiah Davis was right there, right at her feet. That was a dangerous play. Unfortunately, both of them got up okay.
Yeah, I mean, even just the way that even Janiah Smith wasn't trying to be hurtful to her, but the knees and helmets collide, and we've seen some serious injuries in other places happen, so true blessing to see them both get up.
4th down and 8 now for Pittsburgh. Horton. Oh, we got some movement on the line of scrimmage.
Flag on the play.
We're going to see a false start against Pittsburgh.
False start called on the offense. It's back to the passing up from a 4th and 8 to a 4th and 13 scenario.
Fourth down and 13 now for Pittsburgh. The ball sitting at the DC 47-yard line. Horton steps up and is picked off on the play. And the return is on, and a ponytail tackle this time as Whitney Sims was on the return and got yanked down.
She got yanked down by Veronica Burris and went straight back head first into the turf. Everyone's okay.
Down by Veronica Burris.
Oh, that was rough. We got to see the replay on it. And not a pretty sight as Whitney Sims on that return got yanked down by the ponytail. So DC has the football at the Pittsburgh 45-yard line with 9:02 to go. A rare mistake by Lisa Horton throwing that pick. Now, DC back on offense. They throw a screen out to the left side. It's caught by Deasia Scott. Scott is going to get yanked down from behind after just a 1-yard pickup.
She's bobbled up just past the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. Congialdi to Wilson on the pass completion. He's pushed out at 36.
Right at the stick, right before the stick actually, so let's see.
A yard short.
Nope, she's going to be just short of the first down marker.
3rd and 1.
It'll be 3rd down and a short 1. Congialdi will drop back and look and throw. And this ball is going to be caught. A great catch this time by Shaquanda Gainey. And she'll take it down to the 19-yard line.
Shaquanda Gainey met by a host of black jerseys in the Passion defense as the rain starts to fall here at West Allegheny Stadium.
That's adding insult to injury, right? It's been cold, it's been windy. Unbelievably windy tonight. As now we see the pass to the end zone. It's caught by Wilson. She circled around the Passion defender right at the front pylon in the left corner of the end zone. And Congialdi delivered it perfectly to her. A touchdown by DC late in this game with 7:43 left.
Sorry there, Chris. Congialdi stepped up in the pocket just as Caitlin Niedermeyer was getting to her. Able to deliver the rock to 85 for the touchdown.
Well, they go for the extra point kick. It is on its way, and it is through the pipes. And now this is a 12-point game. So DC clawing its way back, trying to make this a game, and they've done just that. They trail only by 12, a 2-touchdown game. 32-20 the score right now with 7:43 left. Well, the rain chasing a lot of the fans to the parking lot. Some folks brought their bad weather gear. Some folks pulled out the umbrellas. Now an onside kick by the DC Divas. The ball could get a little tougher to handle here in the last few minutes of this football game tonight with the water coming out of the clouds. See the return by Ellie Malarski, rookie from Slippery Rock. Had a couple of catches in her pro debut last week for Pittsburgh. She's able to field that onside kick. It's first down and 10. Pittsburgh with the football. Excellent field position for the Passion. 43-yard line. They just need to play this one safe and play it close. 32-20 they're up. It's a 12-point game. Can't afford any more turnovers, and Lisa Horton in her last pass threw a pick. DC bringing the blitz. Horton with a quick pass left side. Baker makes the catch on the screen. And Baker makes a nice little dance step. Move down to the 35-yard line. And Pittsburgh will pick up 8 on the pass play. On the stop that time for DC was Janiah Davis and company. Also, first contact made by Whitney Sims, who was tackled badly on that last series that DC had the ball.
That makes it second down, 3 yards to go.
Make it a 7-yard gain, second down and 3. Pittsburgh with the ball at the DC 36. Now we have a stoppage and a timeout called.
Pittsburgh.
It's their second timeout of the half.
After the Pittsburgh timeout, Passion have the football back. Second down and 3 yards to go as Baker slides across the back of the set over to the right side. Horton brings a high snap down, gives it to Kia Foster, and Foster finds room early, and then that closes down, and she's hit by Trigger McNair on the tackle. We have one of the Divas down hurt now at the line.
Wrestled down by Trigger McNair. There's an injured Diva on the field as the Passion pick up a first down.
Looks like that's Jimmy and Strong, who was shaken up on the play and walking off under her own power.
Passion with the first down now. First and 10. Ball sitting at the 32-yard line. Horton following Baker. Look at Angela Baker. And a flag flies as she stiff arms a would-be tackler. Finally gets dumped out of bounds on the far side of play. Kiana Ford was over there along with some help.
Right at the first down marker.
Referee Jerry LaBelle will wave off the flag and say no penalty.
game.
6:31 left in the football game. Pittsburgh leads at 32-20 over the DC Divas.
First down.
And it is a Pittsburgh Passion first down.
At the 21-yard
Well,
line.
and you hear the Passion faithful who are hanging out in the elements to support their team. Excited about that first down.
So Horton has gone all the way with the exception of one series. She was shaken up, had to come out for a while. Ebony Montgomery came in. Well, Horton back in at it. And she is running, and she gets spun down, dragged down from behind on the play. Inside the 20-yard line, so the Passion have the ball in the Silver Sports Silver Zone once again. Lockhart making the stop for DC there.
Inside the Silver Sport Red Zone. Keeping sports clean. It's second down and 6.
Fourth quarter being brought to you tonight by Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services. We have 5.5 minutes left in the football game. Pittsburgh looking to get another score here. They need to do that to add some insurance, trying to get to 3-0. Horton will send Baker across to the right. Option pitch. Kia Foster, dangerous play that time as well. The DC Divas read that nicely. Matika Trueheart was in the backfield, standing right next to Foster when she was able to bring that pitch in.
Whitney Sims.
Yeah, it looked as though Kia Foster was not going to ever get that ball, and by the grace of God, she did just before the DC Diva defender got through.
Trueheart's played a dynamic defensive game tonight for Washington. And now we have another injured player down and a timeout called with 4:54 remaining in the contest with a Passion ahead. 32-20 and threatening in the Silver Sports Silver Zone. Now the DC player helped off the field. Pittsburgh getting set to crank it up again. Third down and 8. Horton chucks it left side. Baker has it. Baker with blockers down inside the 15, the 10. Angela Baker leans in over the pylon.
Not going to give it to her?
Let's see.
Down at the line.
They're going to tackle. Oh, they tackled her at the 1. That's what the ruling is. I thought she might have stretched that ball out.
The screen pass from Lisa Horton complete.
But apparently she did not get all the way into the end zone. Angela Baker did her darndest on her own with some blocking help.
They're going to take her
And,
knee
yeah,
down
her
just
knee was
there,
down to
just
the
within
1.
the 1.
We got to see the replay. As she leaned the ball over the goal line, but her knee had already touched at the 1-yard line. So the officials made the proper call. They did a good job eyeballing that one. Now the Passion step up to the line. Football is spotted just outside the 1-yard line. Horton still in the pistol. Sweeps right. Stops. She's going to get sacked. DC just blasted through there. It was a tremendous defensive play that time by Kiana Murphy.
Kiana Murphy, who blindsides her and sacks her for a loss.
She had trips right, looking that direction the whole time. Shakes one DC Diva defender, Matika Trueheart, and never saw the other defender coming.
There was a flag before the snap. False start was the call against the Passion.
Well, the Passion were penalized anyway. It doesn't matter. So the false start call goes against Pittsburgh. It benefits DC to take it. And now the ball is out at the 9. Horton will try again. Throws, and this one will go out of bounds at the front pylon right. Intended for Angela Baker, but that time I think Lisa just didn't have a handle on it and just couldn't get it there. Coverage supplied by Kiana Ford of DC. Back to the drawing board for Horton. Again, DC showing that it's blitzing straight up the middle. And Pittsburgh will try to run through it. Kia Foster gets bounced to the outside left, turns the corner, and slides forward down to about the 8, maybe to the 7.
Is brought down at the line of scrimmage. Timeout taken by DC.
DC will call a timeout here with 3 minutes, 8 seconds left. And we'll take a timeout ourselves. You're watching the Pittsburgh Passion. Next week, the Passion take on the Detroit Dark Angels as they have another home game, 3 in a row, here at Joe P. DeMichela Stadium in West Allegheny in the West Hills of Pittsburgh and Imperial. Hope to see you here. Passion with the 32-20 lead right now. It is 4th down, goal to go from the 9. Horton drops back, steps up, throws over the middle. This one's going to be intercepted and tossed off. Kiana Ford ends up with the football, and Ford will sweep up the sideline. Passion in pursuit. Ford stays alive, and finally Kia Foster belts her and sends her to the boundary line. Tremendous play by DC. Trigger McNair got the interception. As she felt she was being tackled, she pitched it off, and Kiana Ford took it the rest of the way. Great awareness by McNair.
Very good awareness to know where her faster and shiftier colleagues are, get the ball to them, and it's an entirely different ball game right now. What a difference one play makes there, Chris.
I'll tell you what's scary, Jen, is the fact that this is a 12-point game and DC has possession inside of Passion territory now. And I realize, 254 isn't a lot of time, but you can get 2 TDs in that amount of time. You can get more than that in that amount of time, and Pittsburgh is going to have to play very, very critical and very smart right now. They wind up, they throw to Wilson over to the left side, and the pass is complete for about a 9-yard pickup. It's Congialdi just trying to get something going, and she's going to find her favorite target. Wadowski shoved her down at about 9 yards downfield. Congialdi trying to get her team in gear here. Clock is down to 2.5 minutes left. Congialdi steps up, winds up, throws downfield. Wilson overthrown on the play, incomplete. And the Passion in double coverage on her that time. But that time, Congialdi just had way too much muscle on that left-handed pass.
And Congialdi was getting pressure up front by Devon Connor, who just chased her out of the pocket but could not bring her down before she unloaded that pass.
It's 3rd down and 1. 2:14 left in the ball game. Passion lead by a dozen, 32-20, but DC's on the march. Slots to both sides. Single running back with Congialdi. Passion blitzing. Congialdi throwing out the right side, and that ball is complete. They get the first down. And the reception that time made by Lois Cook. She was dragged down by Kozo. Also over there was Devin Connor. But right now, DC moves the sticks, and they have a first down at Pittsburgh's 28-yard line.
And they're moving methodically, Chris. They're making it look easy.
Congialdi back again. 2-step drop. Throws out right. And that ball was caught and then dropped.
Bounces off of the hands of Shaquanda Gainey.
Shaquanda Gainey had it, and I think she was thinking about where she was going to take it and didn't completely bring it in. So now the incomplete pass will stop the clock. We're under 2 minutes to go, 1:53 left. 2nd down and 10 for DC. Favorite target, Wilson, is out wide to the left side. They have slots to both sides. Congialdi will shift her running back. She gets the snap. She's blitzed. Now she runs through it. 30, 25. Congialdi with a first down, and she'll dance all the way down to the 14-yard line and step out of bounds. And now DC is in the red zone with only 1:44 to play.
You had Tia Montgomery scraping, trying to chase her, just unable to catch up with her until she meets the secondary and decides to opt out of bounds under her own power.
Congialdi with a first down at the 14-yard line in Pittsburgh territory. 1:44 to play. Clock is stopped right now. She stepped out. Only a 12-point game. Congialdi chased, hit, tries to throw, and the ball is batted down. It'll be an incomplete forward pass, but great pressure by Pittsburgh.
You had Caitlin Niedermeyer in on that pressure. You had 45 Kelsey Edmonds in on that pressure. Kelsey Edmonds is the one being credited with the sack.
Now they're going to rule it an incomplete forward pass. No sack called here. Second down 10 after the incomplete forward pass. We have 1:36 to go, so the clock is stopped as well. It is second down and 10 for DC. Ball is at the Pittsburgh 14-yard line. Congialdi trying to get a score on the board. They need two, but you've got to get the first one first. That's the one they're concentrating on now. She throws down near the goal line. It's going to be thrown behind and low to Shaquanda Gainey, the intended receiver, on a post pattern.
She threw that into a lot of traffic. Two passionate defenders with her intended target sandwiched in between.
Third down and 10 now for DC, Jen. They have it at the Pittsburgh 14-yard line. They have 92 seconds with which to work. They need two scores. Actually, they need two touchdowns when you figure the math. It's a 12-point game right now. Congialdi rolling left, throwing downfield. That ball is going to be caught, hauled in by Courtney Smith, one of the slot receivers. Smith has it on the connection down to the 4-yard line. It's going to be first down and goal for DC.
Deanna Russo is credited with the tackle.
That looks like the 3-yard line. First and goal for DC.
Here's Congialdi firing into the end zone. It's incomplete. Not sure who she was looking for there. Apparently, the closest person to the ball was Courtney Smith, and it goes incomplete. 1:17 left in the football game. Passion 32, DC 20. Double slot formation once again for Congialdi. Second down and goal to go from just outside the 3-yard line. High snap, Congialdi controls it. She reaches into the end zone and scores a touchdown for the Divas. And they have made it a 6-point ball game.
Well,
Wow.
you know, the last two scores came off of interceptions, and so they have capitalized on the mistakes that the Pittsburgh Passion have made and made this a ball game, Chris.
They sure have. Now all of a sudden, this is a nail-biter here. Pittsburgh had a 32-13 advantage, and the lead now has been cut to 6. 32-26. Point after on its way, and it helicopters its way in. So now it's a 5-point ball game. DC still needs a touchdown in this game. A field goal means nothing. When you get right down to it, a field goal and a safety will give you a tie, but they need a touchdown to take the lead. The clock does not favor them. 1:12 to go. You have to expect the onside kick coming up, and Pittsburgh just needs to get possession of the football and keep it, and they'll win this ball game. But that's a tall order right now.
It is a tall order right now. You know, I think we've seen some injuries to some critical key players that could help them bring this ball game to a close, but they're just going to have to put it on the remaining players' shoulders and stay together and play strong to finish this out.
All right, Pittsburgh. I'm sure the coaching staff is well aware that DC needs to get the ball back quickly. They'll try the onside kick. It is very much expected. So I'm sure they reminded everybody about having good hands out here on this kick return. Here's the run up. Place gets deadly quiet. It's just a pooch up into the air, and it's fielded by Pittsburgh and protected. And the Passion have secured the ball. And it's Malarski, I believe, who fielded it. Not sure which one of the Passion did field it. I thought it might have been 23 Malarski. No matter who, that ball was protected nicely, and her mates came around her and surrounded her to make sure that ball wasn't going to squirt out.
And you saw the reaction on the Pittsburgh Passion sideline of everyone jump, almost letting out that collective sigh of relief to know that they at least get to start with the ball and try to put this game to an end.
1:10 left. Pittsburgh with the ball and a 5-point advantage over the DC Divas. We expected a close game. We're getting one, even though the Passion had a huge lead for a while. Here's a run play by Kia Foster, and she is snuffed out as she gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Runs into a wall. Name number 93, Dex Walker.
Well, coming into this final series, Angela Baker has 16 receptions for 191 yards. Pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Dex Walker making the stop on Kia Foster's run there. The Divas have called a timeout with 1:05 left in the football game. Our fourth quarter being presented by Post Acute Medical. Our game sponsored tonight by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Health Pyramid Longevity and Vitality Center, by Propel Schools Inspiring Achievement, by Silver Sport Keeping Sports Clean, by Aid Nation, Wake Up Pittsburgh and Hydrates, by Green Trees Sportsplex and Fitness Center, by Super Donut, #1 in nutrition, more protein, less fat, YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh, be active, be involved, belong, by Sister Support, a nonprofit organization committed to the advancement of women through community connection and sisterhood, and by B1 Health and Wellness Patch, 100% all natural B1. Pittsburgh on offense, 2nd down and 11 now as Angela Baker crosses from behind. A bubble screen to Baker. Baker getting a nice block from Meister, but then DC fighting off that block, and Kiana Ford making a wraparound tackle. They'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard further ahead, and that's it with 57 seconds left.
Number 2, Kiana Ford is the one who's getting up limping for the DC Divas. She's not coming off the field, but she doesn't look like her full self out there.
Ford, another great defender on this DC club. I think Pittsburgh was in control. They had a 32-13 lead, and everybody seemed like, okay, you know, we're going to settle in here and just run this thing out, but not against the DC Divas. You don't do that. You have to respect this opponent.
Absolutely. I mean, they've shown time and time again that they can have their back against the wall and come clawing their way back, just much like the Pittsburgh Passion can, but you know, it's really going to come down to a battle of wills here in the final seconds of the game.
3rd down and 9. A 5-point lead for Pittsburgh now, 32-27. Still a lot of time left, 57 seconds, and 2 quick strike ball clubs out there. Passion with the ball right at the 50-yard line between the 2 hash marks. There goes Baker, sprinting across to the right. Horton will follow. Blitz is coming. Horton winds up, throws downfield, and just misses Angela Baker high. And again, the coverage by Quiana Ford.
Over the head of number 82, Angela Baker.
Now it's 4th down and 9.
Covered by Quiana Ford for DC.
And the incomplete pass stopped the clock with 51 ticks left.
And 9.
So what do? Do you pass? Do you run? Or do you punt? And try to pin him back? They've got the offense out there. It looks like they're going to go. Put the defense out there. If they don't make the first down, they're going to have to play some very staunch defense here because you're giving them half the field.
I mean, Pittsburgh Passion have been playing aggressive all night. I wouldn't be surprised to see Horton take a shot down the field.
Kozo checks back in at wide receiver. It's 4th down and 9. Horton. They bat the ball up into the air, and it's almost picked off, and now it is ruled incomplete. It hits the turf. Wow. Great pressure by DC to bat the ball away, forcing the incompletion and taking the ball over on downs at the midfield stripe. 1st and 10 in a 5-point game with 45 seconds left.
And it took them less than that to move the ball from this point in the field in the last series down there, Chris, so it's quite doable here for the DC Divas, and you got to know that they're looking for 85 Kentrina Wilson.
She'll come to the near side. One of the 4 receivers in the slot, and she'll be the wideout to the right boundary line. Scott empties out the backfield now, goes in motion left. Blitz coming. And the quarterback is hit, and the ball is intercepted by Angela Baker.
Angela Baker getting it done again.
Angela Baker with a pickoff as the quarterback, Amanda Congialde, was belted twice. That second one forced her to throw the ball up into the air, and a looping interception pulled down by Angela Baker. The initial hit by Tia Montgomery on the quarterback. She got hit again, and that caused an errant pass, and Angela Baker, even though her momentum was carrying her away from the ball, was able to swing her arms out and pull it down out of the clouds.
Angela Baker making an acrobatic, athletic catch to end this game and give the Pittsburgh Passion their 3rd win on the season. 2 back-to-back hard-fought games against 2 strong opponents. Has to feel good for starting the season.
Victory formation for Pittsburgh. They take the snap, and they take the knee, and they're going to let the clock wind down. The Pittsburgh Passion survive a scare late from the DC Divas, and they hold the women from Washington off 32-27, the final score here tonight. Jen, we can breathe again.
You can, and you know, Angela Baker being our pregame interview, it's just amazing what she was able to accomplish. 191 yards receiving, a touchdown, an interception. Just tremendous play by Angela Baker.
Final score, the Passion 32 and the DC Divas 27. Stay tuned. We're coming back with our post-game show. Coming up next, right here, Pittsburgh Passion Television. Here in the press box after the Pittsburgh Passion defeated the DC Divas 32-27, a game that got a little closer than we thought it would at the end of this ball game. And our Captain's Corner is brought to you by Sister Support. It's a nonprofit organization committed to the advancement of women through community, connection, and sisterhood. And the sisterhood came together tonight, didn't it, Jen?
It absolutely did, and it's led by this lady standing right next to us, Crystal Kozo. I mean, last week 2 TDs, this week a TD and an interception. I mean, I'd say your season's off to a heck of a start. Why don't you talk to us a bit about that?
I'm actually starting offense and defense this year. I'm glad to be on offense again. I've played a little bit, but first year officially starting, and it's definitely a good start to the season.
What's it like playing both ways? I mean, this is full contact football. It's women's professional football, and you don't see guys in the NFL going both ways.
It's tiring, but thankfully we have a good group of girls, so if we would need a sub, then we have girls that are ready to step up and give us a quick break if we need it.
It's one of the cutest things from being up here and having the bird's eye view is seeing your little boy in his number 40 jersey. And so I always see you give him the nod to him when mommy takes the field. Like, what does he say to you before or after a game when he watches you out there?
You know what? He's my biggest motivator. He's awesome. My number 1 fan. Have his initials on my arm here. Play for him. Just prove to him that you can do whatever you want to do, no matter what. And it's good up there seeing him cheering on, and just good luck, Mommy, before every game. Gets me going.
It is a neat sight to see each and every week. There's no doubt about it. Well, let's talk about this ball game tonight. It got a little closer than we all thought it was going to. You had a 32-13 lead on DC, but they made it a 5-point game at the end. This is a tough ball club.
You know what? DC is an awesome team. We like playing them. They're competitive, and they play till the end. They don't give up, and that's what you like to go against as an athlete.
No, I think you see them again Memorial Day weekend. What have you learned from this game that you can carry forward with you to that next matchup?
I mean, this is just proof that we can come out on top. So we're gonna watch film and fix our mistakes, and we're ready for them again.
Right.
Might have been a little tougher tonight playing without Hannah Damon, who's on the road with her rowing crew at Robert Morris University, and I realize you lost her for tonight's ball game. Tara Catone went down early in the ball game tonight on the offensive side, so. You're playing a little underpersoned.
Yes, absolutely. But that comes back to us having young girls that are ready to step up, and we would love to have them here. But I'm glad that the girls stepped up and we made it work.
So you're in front of your home crowd. You're in front of you're playing on your alma mater. What do you say to other young girls like you who are maybe still sitting in those classrooms, coming out to watch you guys play, about giving it a shot on this field once they're able to?
Yeah, just come out and see a game, and don't be shy. We'll be nice.
All right, super. Detroit is in town next week, and I know you just went through 2 tough ones already in the home opener last week with a big win over Boston. Now another big win tonight over DC.
We're not going to underestimate anybody. We're going to play them like we would play to anybody else.
All right, Crystal Kozo joining us here in the Captain's Corner tonight, brought to you by Sister Support and the Pittsburgh Passion. Win it. I'd love to say won it big. They were up big, but it was a tight one, a 5-point win.
They still got it done. At the end of the day, a W is a W, and the way that you can come together at the end and hold on to a lead, sometimes you learn as much from that as fighting back from the back seat.
All right, with Jennifer Cairns and Crystal Kozo here in the press box tonight, that'll do it for Pittsburgh Passion Football. I'm Chris Shovlin. Thanks so much for tuning in here tonight. Again, the final score, Pittsburgh 32, DC 27. The Passion undefeated at 3-0.